Hi, everyone, and welcome. You're probably here because, well, you want to talk about art in English, but maybe you feel a bit overwhelmed by all the jargon.
Yeah, we totally get that. So think of this deep dive as like your friendly guide. We want to give you the key tools you need to chat confidently about art, about drawing, all in English.
Exactly. Our mission today is pretty straightforward. We've looked closely at the source material to pull out the most useful bits for you.
That's right. We're talking about handy vocabulary, ways to share your thoughts on art, and importantly, how to sound natural when you discuss creativity.
And it's good to remember, art isn't just about visuals, is it? It's so much more.
Oh, definitely. It connects to feelings, imagination, how you want to express your inner world.
So whether you're creating things daily or just love looking at art, you're absolutely in the right place.
Let's kick off with a story we found, actually. It's about someone called Liam, and it really shows how language plays a big role in the art community.
Ah, yes, Liam. He loves sketching, but he initially found it quite tough connecting with international artists online. The language barrier was real.
It really was. He was making great stuff, but trying to describe it, to discuss it in English on forums, he felt like, something was missing.
But he didn't give up. He started listening to art podcasts in English, reading articles, really soaking up the language used around art.
And as he did that, he began picking up specific phrases, things like expressive line work,
Right, to talk about the feeling in a line.
exactly, or abstract composition for art that isn't, well, obviously representing something real. These became his tools.
Yeah, part of his toolkit. And it wasn't just understanding others better. He started using these phrases for his own work, giving feedback.
Which boosted his confidence massively. And the best part, he's actually teaching drawing now in English on YouTube.
Incredible story. It just shows, doesn't it? Art as a global language, but English. Well, English can be that vital bridge.
It really can. Learning to talk about your art just opens up so much.
Okay, so taking inspiration from Liam, let's get practical. Our source pointed out some really useful phrasal verbs artists often use. First one, sketch out.
Ah, sketch out.
All right.
This basically means drawing the basic form, the main shapes, usually quick, not much detail.
Like a plan.
Exactly like a plan or a rough layout. You might say, I sketched out a few ideas before starting the final piece.
Or artists usually sketch out the composition first. Makes sense.
Yep, it's that initial framework.
Okay, next up, bring out. How's that used?
Bring out is about emphasizing something, making it more noticeable. So in art, maybe a shading technique.
Ah, like this shading really brings out the texture.
Perfect example. Or use color contrast to bring out the subject. It's about highlighting key elements.
Got it. Drawing attention. Third one is fill in. Sounds simple, but how do artists use it specifically?
Well, fill in is about adding the details, the color to the tone, within an outline you've already sketched. So you might say, I spent hours filling in the background with watercolor. Or maybe a tip like, don't forget to fill in the small spaces carefully.
Right, adding the substance after the initial sketch. And the last one in this group, stand out.
Which is what every artist wants, right?
Yeah.
For their work to stand out. It just means being noticeable,
Yeah.
unique, different.
So you might hear her artwork really stands out because of its bold colors.
Exactly. Or advice like, make your design stand out with contrast and simplicity. It's about being memorable.
These are super helpful. Now, the source also mentioned collocations. Maybe a quick refresher on what those are.
Sure, collocations are just words that often go together naturally in English. Using them makes you sound, well, more fluent.
Like peanut butter and jelly.
Sort of, but for art. The first one highlighted was creative expression.
That feels pretty central to art, creative expression.
Absolutely fundamental. You'll hear things like, art is a powerful form of creative expression.
Or drawing helps me with emotional release and creative expression. They just fit together.
They do. Next collocation, visual composition. What's that about?
Visual composition. That sounds like how things are arranged.
Precisely. It's how all the elements, lines, shapes, colors are organized in the artwork, how it all fits together on the page or canvas.
So, the visual composition guides the viewer's eye.
Exactly. Or use balance and symmetry to improve your visual composition. It's about the structure.
Crucial stuff. Okay, third collocation, abstract style.
Right. Abstract style. This describes art that doesn't try to, paint reality literally. Use form, color, texture for effect.
So someone might say, I prefer working in an abstract style.
Yep. Or you might hear, abstract styles leave more to interpretation. I'm not spelling it out for you.
Makes sense. And the last one in this set?
Artistic talent.
Mm.
This refers to that sort of natural skill or ability some people seem to have for art.
Like she showed artistic talent from a young age.
Right. But also, importantly, the source mentioned, with practice, anyone can develop artistic talent. So it's not just innate.
That's very encouraging. Okay, this is all gold. Now, learning any language means, well, making a few mistakes along the way.
It's totally normal. And our source pointed out a few common grammar slip-ups related to art. Knowing them helps.
Good idea. What's the first one?
It's about the past tense of draw. Sometimes people say, I drawed a picture.
Ah, but it should be.
I drew a picture yesterday. Simple, irregular verb, but easy to forget.
Got it. Drew. What else?
The preposition after good. You might hear, he is good in drawing portraits.
But that's not quite right.
Nope. The correct preposition for skill in an activity is at. So, he is good at drawing portraits.
Good at? Okay. And the last common error.
This one's about the plural of art. Saying her arts are very beautiful when talking about specific paintings or drawings isn't correct.
So what should you say?
You should use artworks. As in, her artworks are very beautiful. Arts is more general, like visual arts, performing arts, etc.
Ah, artworks. That's a key distinction. Okay, so we have verbs, collocations, things to avoid. What about strategies for actually talking about art?
Right. Practical tips. One big one is describing your process. Don't just show the final thing.
Tell the story behind it.
Exactly. You could say something like, first, I sketch the outline, then I fill in the details. Or maybe, I usually start with light pencil work.
That helps people connect more, I think. What else?
Expressing the emotions or the purpose behind the art. Share why you made it or what it means to you.
Like, this piece represents hope.
And inner strength, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, I created it during a difficult time in my life. It adds depth.
It really does. And the source also mentioned giving feedback.
Yes, giving feedback on others' art is a great way to engage and practice your English. Keep it constructive.
So things like, I like the use of color in this section.
Precisely. Or, the composition feels balanced and clean. Specific and positive.
Great tips. Now, some people might still feel a bit nervous speaking English about their art. Any advice for sort of stress-free speaking?
Definitely. These are meant to be easy, low-pressure ways to build confidence. First tip, just try describing one of your own artworks in English once a week.
Doesn't have to be perfect, just practice.
Exactly. Just get the words flowing. Another idea, use art vocabulary flashcards.
Visual association.
Right. Seeing the image with the English word really helps it stick, especially for art terms.
Makes sense. Any others?
Try watching time-lapse drawing videos in English. You see the process, hear the language. It's passive learning, but effective.
Good one. And the last tip.
This is maybe the trickiest, but most powerful. Try to think directly in English when you're describing art. Don't translate in your head.
Takes practice, but avoids that awkward translation step.
It really speeds things up and sounds more natural over time.
Fantastic advice. Okay, so now it's kind of over to you, the listener. Even though you're just listening, we want you to engage mentally with these ideas.
Yeah, let's try the practice exercises from our source. Think about how you'd answer these. First one, use sketch out and creative expression in one sentence. How could they fit together?
Just mull that over. Challenge 2. Combine bring out with abstract style. How could you use those two in a single thought?
And the final challenge. Imagine describing an artwork. Try to weave in, fill in visual composition and stand out. Just mentally construct a short description.
Take a second. Thinking it through is a really valuable step.
It is. And remember what our source said. Art is personal, but talking about it builds connection.
We really hope this deep dive has made you feel, well, a bit more confident about expressing your own creative side in English.
Absolutely. Keep creating, keep looking, and keep sharing your passion.
And here's something to think about. How might getting better at talking about your art in English actually open up new communities, new collaborations, maybe opportunities you haven't even considered?
That's a great thought. It really could broaden your horizons in unexpected ways.
We'd genuinely love to hear from you. Maybe share in the comments how you use art vocabulary or perhaps an experience you've had.
Yeah, let us know. Thanks so much for joining us for this deep dive.
Thank you, everyone, and goodbye for now.